This video is brought to you by Winvale. To learn more, visit winvale.com.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching. I'm Heather Young, and once again I'm joined today with Winvale Managing Partner Kevin Lancaster. In this video, we will discuss the GSA Schedule Contract Program.
Thanks, Heather. Thanks to all of you out there joining us. Our goal, as always, is to provide you guys insight into the world of government contracting. So with that, Heather, what is our first question today?
So first and foremost, Kevin, we want to know, what are GSA schedules?
Great question. So GSA schedules are essentially an organization's ability or license to hunt. A lot of people hear the word contract at the end of GSA schedule and they think, hey, we've won a contract with the government. Yes, it is a contract, but however, there are no dollars attached to this contract vehicle. What this is an approved price list or a license to hunt. The idea behind the schedule is that you negotiate your pricing, your terms and conditions. That way, on the back end, we're actually selling something to the government. These negotiations, these terms, conditions, and pricing are pre-approved, so that process of procurement on the back end is that much easier. Now, the GSA schedule is initially awarded for a 5-year base period and has 3 5-year options to renew. So potentially it's a 20-year term contract in length.
Okay, so it's that license to hunt, and it gives you sort of that stamp of approval
Correct.
within the government marketplace. Awesome.
Correct.
So does having a GSA schedule eliminate competition, or does it guarantee business?
It does not guarantee business, and it does not eliminate competition. It does, however, limit competition. You're still joined by another 19,000 other organizations that have GSA schedules. In the grand scheme of things, yes, you're certainly narrowing down your pool of competitors, but it's still going to be competitive on the back end. And as I mentioned previously, there are no dollars actually attached to the GSA schedule contract. What you do on the back end, how you market, how you sell and engage, is a completely different ballgame. So I know a lot of people hear that term contract and they think, hey, the dollars are going to start flowing, and once I'm on a GSA schedule, it's going to be, there's going to be procurement dollars, left and right. But there's a long and arduous process of marketing and selling to the government on the back end that organizations need to be thinking about as well.
Right. Okay. Definitely. So, of these 19,000 contractors that are, have a GSA schedule, how many different types of GSA schedules are there?
Presently, there are just over 40 different GSA schedules. You need to think about the schedules program is that they've essentially cataloged types of products and services. What they've done, for example, with IT, is that they've come up with the IT Schedule 70. So that'll include your labor categories around implementation, your software, your hardware, cloud computing type of solutions. You'll also have an engineering schedule, you have an environmental remediation schedule, you have a vehicle schedule, you have different types of GSA schedules for different verticals, for different industries. There's a little overlap in some of these schedules. A great example would be Schedule 70 and the HR schedule. You would fundamentally think that software should be on this IT, GSA Schedule 70, but some HR-oriented softwares are actually on the HR contract vehicle. We've seen situations where that software is actually on both GSA schedules. So up front, it's really important to kind of understand what schedule you need to be pursuing, or if you need to be pursuing multiple GSA schedules to cover the scope of the services and products that you offer.
Okay, great. So of these, 40 plus or minus schedules that are out there, how does a company know which schedule is right for them?
Well, there's a website out there, easy website. It's a .gov website. It's gsaelibrary.gov, and you can basically go on there and do a keyword search. So if you provide a vehicle, if you provide office supplies, if you provide furniture, you can do a keyword search on gsaelibrary.gov, and that should bring up the applicable GSA schedule. Again, however, as I mentioned, there is certainly some gray area and some overlap on different schedules. So it's not something where you just want to say, hey, we provide X, so let's just go directly after this contract vehicle, because quite honestly, you may be positioned better for another contract vehicle. And so that's where organizations like Winvale come into play, and we can help guide that process from the jump.
Okay, yeah, getting that expert insight, doing your research and making sure you know where you fit before you put in a lot of work to try to obtain a schedule. That
Absolutely.
makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely.
So then how long does it take for a company to obtain a GSA schedule?
Another great question. We get this question quite often because there's always a sense of urgency when organizations are calling us and saying we need to get on a contract, quick. The short answer is that depends. There's a range. It could be a couple days. It could be up to 12 months in length. That depends on what type of approach you pursue. Organizations that sell through other established or pre-established GSA schedule contracts, they could be on a schedule in as little as 2, 3, 4 days, on up to about 30 days for a modification. The traditional approach of getting onto your own GSA schedule contract, that could range between 90, 120 days on up to a year, as I mentioned. Really, just depends on the complexity of your offer and which agency or which branch of GSA you're submitting your offer. GSA has on their site published that, again, some of these schedules are taking about a year to review and negotiate, and that's only after you've submitted your offer. So I would tack on another 30 to 60 days up front in developing a proper offer for GSA. The reason I would preface that and say that you want to have a good buffer up there is that about 60% of the offers that are submitted to GSA are just flat out rejected. So you really want to make sure your I's are dotted, T's are crossed prior to submission.
Right. So very, very important to have a thorough application when you go into that process.
Correct.
Okay. So can a company sell to state and local government agencies as well with the GSA schedule?
Sure. Through an act called cooperative purchasing, state and local agencies are now able to use the GSA schedule as a procurement vehicle. Certainly some agencies or some state agencies, some states themselves, have decided not to use the GSA schedule, but some of your larger ones like Georgia, California, Florida, they've piggybacked off the GSA Schedule Contract program, and they do accept orders with GSA schedules and their terms and conditions. It varies state to state, but in general, schedules are open. It's just up to the particular state on whether they want to adopt the schedules as a procurement method.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Kevin. This has been a great overview of the GSA Schedule program.
Sure. Glad to help out. Glad to answer any question you guys might have out there. The easiest way to ask a question and get a response from us here is submit an email to questions@winvale.com. That's questions@winvale.com. We'll try our best to answer your questions here quickly and efficiently. So thanks for joining us this week, and we look forward to seeing you in our next episode.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out our other videos. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to get in touch with us online or by phone.